What did black people do to this administration that has allowed it to really stigmatize folks of color? You know, the Emmett Till stuff coming down, or them doing all kinds of removal of information of black heroes that happened in this country. Slavery happened, all kinds of stuff happened, and it seems that it has been very easy for this administration to remove that.
Language from federal websites is not the same as erasing Black history. The Trump administration held many celebrations for Black History Month at the White House. And you know what happened? It was largely ignored. You know how I know? Because I was there. You know what we were told? That all the black people that were there were paid. And I saw that and I laughed. All of the black people that spoke at these celebrations, news media did not report on it. And if they did, it was in a derogatory manner. So to suggest that the administration is against Black history, I mean, that's easily disproven. The Smithsonian made some changes to some of their exhibits that had conversations of systemic racism. Much of the language that was removed was involving DEI. Now, DEI is a subject that requires us to go a little bit deeper into the motivation as to why many companies or organizations have now started to remove the language. I would encourage you to look a little bit deeper into what DEI has actually contributed, or whether it's contributed at all. That is not the same as erasing Black history. What she's doing is fear-mongering. And lastly, what's interesting is that she struggles to articulate her thought, and you'll see JD Vance struggling to get an anchor on what he's supposed to respond to, and he tries to have a clarifying question. Hey, Whoopi, what exactly are you referring to? And the audience gasped, almost like they were offended that he asked for actual concrete clarification, and he wasn't just okay with her emotions. What she was doing was being very passionate, but when she was asked on, okay, what specifically are you referring to? She's like, oh, it's just many different things. I mean, it's just so many things. That is an indication that she's not really educated on the subject. When you are not.
Yes, handling an interview like this in a hostile environment sometimes can be difficult, but JD Vance handled it like a pro. The race hustling is something that has been happening for a very long time, but reasonable people always take it the way they see it. Whoopi Goldberg here tried to make like the Trump administration is putting black people outside is something that this is not the first time she's doing this. She has been saying things like this for a very long time now, and there was no single person that can stand up to respond to them because they don't allow tough people to be on the show. I believe this is the right time, and what Jada did here is impressive. I don't know. I have some clips. I'm going to show you. If you have not seen it.
Sorry, it needs to be canceled. Who is actually still watching The View? Like, I don't know ever in my life if I just heard someone like, oh my gosh, wait, I gotta make sure I record The View, or oh man, did you watch The View earlier? No, because all it is a whole bunch of women that really just need to sit down, go raise their grandkids, that just talk one-sided about issues that they barely know what they're talking about, and literally can never see a different way of thinking and a different way of life. They are so discriminatory when it comes to people that think differently from them. And it's really ridiculous because they're over here calling out people that have wealth and all of this and don't trust them, and like, Whoopi Goldberg, you're a Hollywood actress. Really? So JD Vance goes on, and he literally comes in with the most charming, level-headed, kind, genuine spirit of really not trying to argue with these women, but really just trying to find a middle ground, a premises, and I actually trying to make change in our nation. But of course, he could barely get anything out. Everyone kept interrupting him, just for at the end for them to be like, we still think you're racist and you're a white man, but you're not as bad as the other Republicans. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll take it. But it's the whole thing of, you have someone that you can tell he has good character. You could tell that he really cares about our nation and what is the future of America?
I actually heard what you said to him, right? Because he was sitting in the middle, you were here, I was here.
Right.
And you said to him, I mean, it was a backhanded compliment. You said to him, you know, you're pretty good for a Republican.
You know, there is something I'm very impressed with Republicans. They show up anywhere. They are not afraid when it concerns answering questions. This is one thing Democrats lack. They are afraid to show up on interviews like this. If you allowed someone to show up on The View or to show up on Joe Rogan, these people are just there to...
You're pretty good for a Republican.
Yes. And then I sat over here and was like, what about me?
You don't even seem, because that's like a MAGA Republican.
No, but
it's a different...
he also came in, listen, he came in strategically prepared to disarm us with niceness. He came in being affable and laughing easily and being very nice. I mean, it worked on you, didn't work on me.
It didn't work on me either.
I have to say, I've
It did not work on me,
I
Anna.
think it did.
It did not. I respect the office. I'm a civilized human being. When someone comes on my show,
That's true.
then you treat them like a human being.
Well, Barbara Walters did say that when someone.
I learned under Barbara Walters.
Yeah, Barbara Walters told me that
Physically,
when I was.
she was on top of me.
when I first started coming on the show as a guest co-host, she told me when someone comes to your house, you treat them well.
Yeah.
She did tell me that.
Yes. I have to say, though, I've been a little bit dismissive of JD Vance as like his political ambitions because I personally think Marco Rubio is a more formidable candidate. But I have to say, after having him here, I do think that he's more of a political heavyweight. Because I watched him at our table play nice. He dodged questions. I mean, you were grilling him, everyone's grilling him. He dodged.
He didn't answer
kept his
anything.
cool for an audience that's not particularly friendly.
You know, these people amaze me every single time when I look at this show. According to them, they used to, you know, look at JD Vance like someone who doesn't know what exactly he's doing. But after the show, they realize the man is tough from their observations, right? And I saw this other lady saying JD Vance lied all through. He refused to answer questions. These kind of people on The View will never really sit there to ask you questions that deserve answers. They're always there to go out of topic, maybe to trigger you so you can say things that the public can pick up. This is exactly what they do. Their candidate came in here a few months ago, Kamala Harris. We saw what she did. That was the end of her campaign, coming to The View. So they should tell you a lot. JD Vance is intelligent, and the man is someone, if you're not careful, yes, at the end of the day, you realize these people don't do this to speak the truth. Like to pour out the truth to the public, they don't do that. They do this to score points in the Democrat Party. They are angry that JD Vance came in politely, you know, to subdue them, you know, like to make them understand that this is how it is done. They're not happy. They expected him to come, show like he is like this, is like that. You know, at some point, you will wonder, like, why will a show expect someone like the vice president to do that? I understand they disagree with
presidential library. These kind of fucking liars you are.
I don't want to prolong the video. I think I'm going to end here. God bless you abundantly. Please hit up the video and if possible, share out. As of the short clips you see at the end, that's the white algorithm. You can always skip.
Jacob Soboroff, we're live.
Disgust me.
And of that UFC fight, because to me,
President and his acolytes, an opportunity where the gladiator's god was praised for his
80th birthday.
When you come for the rest.
6-1 underdog. How good does this feel?
Never do this again.
Yeah, I heard what happened. Listen, good news is I'm about to get this here Cybertruck with your GoFundMe money. Bad news is you're going to jail, but
You're on my page, so you automatically know.
Los Angeles is that it's really important not to conflate.
So with all eyes on California, you can see exactly what's happening.
Was on here in the Golden State.
In 39 days, we will know the winner.
Towards me.
This is my life.
you're talking about qualification.
California fan.